Are we live? Can you see us? This is classic.
Chris would be so cross with us. What we did was we set the live stream and everything, and we couldn't find. It was all set when we're looking at it. There was no button to press to go live. Now you probably all know that we had to go back out and click on the calendar.
Yes, but we've made it now. So, are you going to card instead of bong?
Yeah. Name the tune. Anyway, let's get cracking.
Yeah.
So, welcome to our haphazard show. No Chris today. He's busy, but we miss him and we love him. And we're going to see him next week.
We are.
We're not doing a show next week because
No.
we're all going to Disneyland Paris.
Yes.
Do you remember that place?
I do.
And we're going to see Chris there, coincidentally. Yeah. Can you hear us all right, everyone? Oh, Emma missed the stay message. Sorry, guys. I sent a message saying, leave and come back. And some people left. And then I put, no, don't stay. Sorry about that. Right, so we do some news.
Yes. Welcome arch removed.
Drinking fountains added to app.
Taika Waititi models raincoat.
Is that it?
France
update travel requirements. Maybe.
It was so much more relaxed with a ukulele card as opposed to a bong. Bong is quite urgent and demanding of response, whereas that was quite...
You're very small today. I'm very even...
Me?
Yeah, there we go.
I'm very small every
I've put
day.
the camera on an angle so you're a bit taller. Yeah. So, oh yeah, audio's good. Thanks, Claire. Yeah. What do we do next? Talk about the news, don't we?
We do. Well, we could. Let's pick up on what you were saying before we did the introduction of the news there. We are indeed in Disneyland Paris next week. We go on the Saturday till the Tuesday. Chris goes from the Sunday to the Thursday or maybe the Friday. I'm not sure. This was not booked in tandem with each other deliberately to be there as a team of 37 Disney Street. What happened was they booked 2 years ago and have just had to keep on rescheduling their trip over and over and over again and ended up on this week. We waited till we got back from Disney World last month and then decided that we wanted to book a trip before our annual passes ran out, and this was just a ripe week to do so. And so we're ending it up there at the same time, but that's really good because we've got a booking for both families together to do a Pim Kitchen review, which we will be bringing straight to you. We're planning on doing some reviews on Avengers Campus, doing some content with that. But there's some other unusualities about the trip. We're going to talk about those later in the podcast.
Is that a word?
Yes, it is now. All you have to do is put it into general usage for it to become a word for the Oxford English Dictionary. So if I say unusualities and other people take it as a word and understand it, it becomes a word.
Okay.
Yeah, semantics.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the news first, but then we're going to talk about that trip. We've got listener questions. We've got, what else? We've got, Huey.
Drinks.
What drinks do we have?
T-shirts. Well, you want to do drinks now?
Is that the order of events?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's sing. What's in your tiki cup? Sorry, that was terrible. Well, what have you got in your tiki cup there, Lucy?
Ooh, I've got somebody out. Ooh, I'm not telling you. Chat. I'm trying to read the chat and it keeps disappearing. Andy Roo 86 is there from Friday to Friday. Huge family holiday, 14 of them at Village Nature. We were due there 3 years ago, but health issues, family and COVID delayed it. Do you know what, Andy? This brings about a thing.
Hang on a minute.
Do you want to know about my tiki cup?
Yeah. I mean, that's great for Andy Roo, but I asked you a question.
Cherries.
A very important question. What's in your tiki cup? And you just went, chat. What's in your tiki cup, love?
Cherries and berries. I'm easily distracted.
That was really easily distracted. I'm having this Vinto, and it's orange, strawberry, and lime. But I'm going to cut it with some Blue Lagoon ready-made cocktail, which is fizzier than I remember. So that's what's in my Tiki cup.
Hugh bought us some frozen pina coladas that are currently in the freezer, and I thought we were having them on the show, and I was generally being quite excited all day about my frozen pina colada. And then he announced just as we were getting tiki cups out,
It's too faffy.
it's too faffy. We're not having them, we're having them later.
The orange and the blue have made this green. Right, so.
That's Spectrum.
Shall we do some news?
No, what I wanted to say to Andy was, if you see us in the parks, we will have a bunch of stickers to us, and anyone who comes up and says hello, we will be giving stickers out to you. We might have enough for all 14 of you. I can't promise. It depends. But we do have a good stack of
I doubt
stickers.
we'll run out.
I doubt
if we do run out, then we're more popular than I thought we were.
So, if you are going to be there next week, I hope somebody listening and somebody there will see. We look like this, and if you're listening, you're just gonna have to guess.
I might have had a bit of a shave by then.
And yeah, we'll be about. Ask us. Or Chris, he will also have stickers.
True.
Right.
So we'll have loads between us.
Are we doing a roll call or going straight on to news?
Let's do a bit of news, then we'll do a roll call.
Okay. I'm seeing a lot of chat today. Yeah. It's difficult when there's only two of us. Right. The welcome arch has been removed. This is, I'm getting photos for Hugh. Unfortunately, I can't get photos for you guys, just so he knows what we're talking about. It's the arch that's just before security.
Yeah.
Coming out of the train station and going into the village.
Mickey stood on top doing that.
Yeah.
Hi.
And it says Bienvenue, and it says welcome.
Bienvenue, welcome.
Yeah. Well, that has gone.
Just next to World of Disney.
The one on the other side,
right,
up by the multi-story, yes.
Yeah.
Up by the multi-story, by Vapiano's, that's still there. It's just this one that's removed. So that's what it's like now.
Updating it, perhaps?
Nothing.
It does look dated.
Well,
I don't mind it being dated, but it does look dated.
Like, we get all our news, because we're not there at the moment. So we get it all secondhand off various other websites and Twitter and things. And two of our favourite Twitter correspondents are ED92 and DLP Report. Well, DLP Report, we found out it had gone, and we got a picture of it without sign, Son's sign. But then ED92 on the same day said something about a new sign, but we can't see where it is in context. So that might be a different sign. So they've either put up a new one already, or there's another new sign somewhere else.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Now, I don't like to do too much construction news unless it's big construction news, because there is so much every single day of the week, and some of it is very boring. It's paving stones and repainting fences and stuff like that. But in this case, I feel like that genuinely affects your experience as a visitor. If you've been before and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see that blue sign, tum-ti-tum, come from the car park, and then it's not there. I feel that's a big difference, don't you think?
Yeah.
What is it that tells you you've arrived at Disneyland Paris? Because for me, it's always been, even as a teenager, it was the golden Tinkerbell on top of the World of Disney. Because you can see her from a long way off. And that's when I get excited. Do you have a moment? Because you're quite tense, so I imagine you're not excited in the car park, the train station, or the security queue.
I'm never settled.
I'm imagining you get a bit more excited going down Fantasia Gardens, maybe?
Yes, Fantasia Gardens, that's it. On the approach to the ticket tunnels,
Yeah.
the entrance barriers, that's when I'm starting to really feel it.
Claire's saying it's the arch and the Tinkerbell. I think the Tinkerbell's something special.
Claire said she likes my Mango Whip t-shirt, which Chris brought around today. Mine's a Mango Whip.
Fantasia Gardens for David. First glimpse for the hotel. We're going to be talking about that t-shirt later on.
We're going to talk about all sorts.
We are.
Yeah.
We're going to be chatting. Right, back to the news. We're going to have to watch the battery on these things.
Thanks.
So...
Yep.
Drinking fountains have been added to the app. Again, this might seem like small potatoes. However, I have long thought to myself, they really should have the drinking fountains on here. I've wanted to know where they are. I've wanted to tell other people where they are when we're doing videos. I wanted to give advice when I did the hot weather video. Look for the nearest drinking fountain. And other than the fact that they are usually close to the toilets.
Too close sometimes, like worryingly close.
Yeah.
You know,
if people aren't washing their hands.
I don't like filling up a bottle. Is it the one near Pinocchio? There's like a drinks fountain, sort of in between the two toilet entrances.
Doors. Yeah.
That's what it feels like it is.
And it's the same near Bellanote. Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels too near the toilets.
Agreed.
There's a Greggs in Leeds that's opened up on this old arcade that reeked of urine, and now it's all been redone. But I can't go to that Greggs because of the memory of the urine smell.
The historic pee. That'll get you every time. Just while I'm on about the app, now I went on to find where are these drinking fountains. Let's have a little noodle, can I find them? And the thing is about the app, I'm going to bring it up now. On the home screen, it only shows you, well, when you go to map, it only shows you the options for rides, shops, dining, entertainment and characters. Okay, that's all it shows you.
No toilets.
Well, exactly. I'm going, how do I know where my toilets are? How do I know where my drinking fountains are? If you want to know that, go up to the filter symbol in the corner. I'm trying to do this in a mirror image. And go to, well, toilets is at the, toilets is at the top. So that one's quite easy, as is the next show. But also a feature I hadn't noticed before that says less than 30 minutes wait. So there's a feature to turn on things that are just less than 30 minutes wait. So that's useful. But to find the drinking fountains, you have to scroll down to guest services. Go on to guest services. And then you can look for things like smoking areas, photo passes, childcare centres. And that's where you will find the drinking fountains. So I kind of wanted to run through for you because I saw this news on Twitter and I was like, brilliant, well done. I've been asking for that for years. And then when I went on, couldn't find it. So that's where that is. Boom. We're full of useful information, you see. We aim to make your trip smoother.
We're full of something. Do you want me to do a roll call?
Yeah.
I think I covered the whole then. All aboard, please. Today in the chat, first in the chat was Daisy, and Daisy have just got back 2 days ago. Well, I'll come on to that later, but I've got something else to say about Daisy. John's here. He says he wants to be the first to say, well done, Lionesses. What an incredible team of inspirational women. What a match. Yeah, we missed it. We've been very busy.
But we
are pleased.
The thing is, that's great. My dad was recording it to watch tomorrow morning, and I really hope he's not watching our show at the moment.
He's not watching this. You're mad. Who else have we got in the chat? We've got Claire and Emma and Mark and David and Claire again, a different Claire. Spare Claire is also here. Sam's here. Sarah. I think there's maybe too many to mention, to be honest. In fact, there's too many to mention. But,
no. There's
yeah.
30 of you.
But we love you all. I'm trying to pick out some juicy bits of info in here. Hey, Hugh and Lucy struggling to find the record button. Yes, we were.
Yeah, but it was that simple.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everyone seems to have found
I'd like to take credit for eventually being the one who found it.
See, I am technically minded, but just every now and again something will elude you, and that was it today. We've got some comments about when you're, what signals that you've arrived. Let's see here. Fantasia Gardens. First glimpse of the hotel, says David. Definitely the Arch and Tinkerbell, says Claire.
I think as well there's a moment when you first hear or first acknowledge that you can hear the Main Street Loop.
Emma says, for me, it's music walking through the village and the fountains in front of the Disneyland Hotel.
The music makes a big difference. But the thing is, you don't always, sometimes there's stuff going on and you're dodging crowds and you're flustered and your child's talking to you and stuff. And it's not until you stand still for a minute you notice the music's on. And at that point, I always go...
John says, I remember the first time I walked out the train station and saw Tower of Terror. That was my pinch me moment. I haven't been before yet, says Hannah, but I think my moment will be when I hear the music.
See, that's it with Tower of Terror, is that's the weenie from the approach. You don't see the castle at all.
The weenie is like a big draw, something like, so it's the castle in the
but you can't see the castle
at the end of Main Street.
Because of the hotel, you can't see the castle until you're in the park. So coming out from the hotel...
Orbitron's a weenie.
Yes.
What else? Oh yeah, Aaron says, last time I walked from the Cheyenne, seeing a balloon. See the balloon, that's a good one. Even though it was deflated at the time. I've never seen it deflated, have you?
No.
Whew, weird.
No.
That was the thing that made me go, oh my God, I'm here.
Can I say something? I've suddenly got a craving to stay at the Cheyenne or the Santa Fe again.
Oh yeah.
It's been a while and I've got such fond memories of that walk. Like, that's Disney to me, is doing that little stretch there. And when people worry about the walk, I'm like, it's lovely. It's lovely. It'll be one of the best bits of your day.
Right, so David he took a photograph in his Tiki Cup t-shirt that we've done. So we've done this Mine's a Mango Whip, because I do miss the mango whip. And you can get it in all sorts of colours. I got it in blue. But David was wearing a red Tiki Cup t-shirt and he took a picture in front of the Laugh and Go truck by Cars Road Trip. And he also bumped into Daisy and family wearing their Tiki t-shirts. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
People wearing matching t-shirts, bumping into each other.
I feel like it got me all, ooh, when I saw you in your t-shirts. I loved it.
Now, there is a question from a different Daisy. Should we do that now or later?
Let's do that later.
Okay.
Let's tease them.
And Mike Suffield has sent us some tiki cups that he spied in Menorca at a Polynesian-themed bar, which I'm going to be tweeting later. Because they're nice tiki cups, and you should see them. And
when we are back all together with the full technology, we're still doing those montage things. If anyone else wants to send us a picture of what's in your tiki cup, you'll be added to the montage.
If you want to see what they are, I'm going to tweet them after the show under the hashtag 37 Disney Street Tiki Cup.
Woo!
And then you'll find them.
Right. So, Taika Waititi. Did I say it right? Do I get a ding?
I think so.
Taika Waititi was in the park. That's all I've got to say. What was he doing?
There's a photograph of him. Is he in the village?
He's in Disney fashion.
Disney fashion, and he's wearing that Euro Disney 30th anniversary raincoat, isn't he? Is he wearing the raincoat? The one I want.
Yeah, you told me today you wanted that, and I was surprised.
You were surprised. I'm not sure I would wear it other than in the park, so I'm not sure how much wear I get out of it. But you know when you just like something and you just want it?
Yes.
I've got a Phantom Manor t-shirt, which it's not kind of showy enough for the parks, so I'll probably wear that at Halloween, but I haven't worn it yet. I've had it two years or something. Yeah. But I really want that Euro Disney. You want the Euro Disney Spirit jersey? I
do.
You can normally see this Euro Disney thing. It's going to throw a few people because you can tell an absolute noob when they say, "Oh, you go to that Euro Disney a lot, don't you?" And you go, "It's not been called that since 1994." That's how you spot a noob. So if I get a Euro Disney rain jacket, it'll be my own silly fault, won't it?
There's questions in the chat that we can answer later, but I'm putting reminders of them.
She's writing big groups.
Big group Andy.
Big group Andy.
If you're in the chat, you know what that means. If you're not, and you're watching later on, just in a minute, we're going to talk about big groups with Andy. Right. I like Taika Waititi. We've talked about him before. He went a little too far down his own mental route with Thor, Love and Thunder. Conversation for the Patreon show, I think. Let's go on. We've got one more piece of news.
Yes.
One more piece. France maybe are updating their travel requirements. Now, this is important stuff. So, do you know when?
Tomorrow.
And
we're going on Saturday.
Yay.
Tomorrow being Monday.
So what are they updating them to? Nothing. But I'm just getting the details for you now. I got this from Mickey from the UK, which is quite a big blog. And we get the posts mainly on Facebook for that. But their headline was, breaking news, France will reportedly drop all vaccine entry requirements starting August the 1st. So I read I've got the article here. I'm going to read it to you because this is very important information if you're going in the coming days. According to the official Eurostar travel update page, France will drop their vaccine requirements to enter the country starting August 1st. Currently, all adults aged 18 plus must be vaccinated and boosted, and children under 18 and above the age of 12 who are not fully vaccinated must take a pre-departure test. According to the Eurostar, all vaccine and testing requirements will be dropped this summer. And then it's got a quote: passengers travelling from the UK will no longer need to present vaccine recovery or negative test certificates. This applies to all travellers irrespective of nationality or vaccine status. But
Vaccination status.
We have not seen any update to the official French government website yet, but they usually take a few days. We'll update you when we know more. So that was word for word from Mickey from the UK.
So this is fourth hand information by now, is it?
Well,
yeah.
Third.
So just be prepared.
It's coming from...
Don't take our word for it.
It's coming from an email from Eurostar, who tend to be quicker with the information than the French government website is, because they need to be, because they are the people who implement it. So I think this is safe to say it's true and it's there.
C'est vrai.
C'est vrai. And no doubt by the time we go next Saturday, we will be able to verify this.
Hannah says it's on the Eurostar website.
That's what matters, I think. But the point is, it's not on the French government website.
Yeah. I mean, you'd hate to get through Eurostar, but then you get to Disneyland Paris and they're still asking for your vaccination status. I'm sure someone can tell us almost immediately that that's not actually still happening.
I mean,
they won't be doing that still, will they?
I don't know what other people's situation is, but that wouldn't matter too much for us, because we both downloaded our certificates onto our phone, and so it's not even something we have to remember. It's on the phone. But it would matter for Bonnie, who would, it sounds like, have needed to do a pre-departure test. But she's vaccinated now, isn't she?
Twice.
She's double vaccinated.
They are not checking vaccination status at Disneyland Paris.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but thanks for confirming that, David.
Because they don't give a monkey anymore. Well, I mean, they might do. Internally, they might. But at the moment, they're just like, go away.
Yeah, shh, go away, it's fine.
Right, that's all she wrote. That's all the news. It's not huge this week, but the thing is, when you get to this time of year and you're in peak season, anything they're going to build, release, change, announce tends to have all been done. So that they can just settle down for the season and run like clockwork. So,
you know what it's like?
What's it like?
We're going to pretend to have a spontaneous conversation, because we actually had this in the car earlier, and I said, I'm going to say that we had this conversation in the car. And then I said, I'm probably going to say this bit as well. And it got a bit meta. Well, it's meta now. Anyway, it's like, do you know when you spend spring and early summer getting your garden ready and planting things, and if you've got a garden, I do, you spend a bit of time getting it right, and then you go, right, I'm ready for spring, I'm ready, it's done, I've sorted it, I've weeded it, I've put my new soil down and stuff, and then you can just enjoy it over the summer. And it's the same with Disneyland Paris. They're doing all these things, and then they just go, right, there you go, it's done, just enjoy summer. It's like that. Is that a good analogy? No,
however,
not really.
If you get to the end of summer at the beginning of September, there is the D23. Sorry, the number escapes me then, weirdly. The D23 convention in Anaheim, California. And that is traditionally where all the big announcements are made. It's where Josh D'Amaro gets on stage and does an hour and a half presentation on the future of the Disney parks. And that's where we expect to have the big juices. That's where we expect serious rumours and gossip now. Now that they have officially opened Avengers Campus, we're now expecting to get the full announcements regarding Arendelle and those Art Deco restaurants we've been seeing, and so on and so forth. So excited for D23. Yeah.
We've got a question. Do you want to hear the question? We're going to be doing our upcoming trip bucket list items in a bit, just to keep you on the hook. But we've got a question. Did I send it to you? It's on here.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's on here.
Now, this is from a different Daisy. Not Daisy who was wearing the tiki shirt. A different Daisy. I almost thought you were the same one, and I almost miscredited you. But Daisy sent us a Facebook message asking a question. Well, first she said, "Hi guys, hope you're well. I've been listening to your podcasts on my way to work. I'm cabin crew from Gatwick, so your podcasts are the perfect length for my journey. It's my 11th time to DLP this year. I think it's our 7th?
I've been twice more than you. No, I've been 3 times more than you. Because I went twice with my parents when I was younger, and then I did Run Disney.
All right, bragging. So she's been by Eurostar, plane and car, but I've never done the plane with a train from Charles De Gaulle. I always use a magical shuttle for ease. We were going to do that once, but we decided, because there was enough of us, to share a taxi. My boyfriend and I are only going for one night for the New Land 30th Merchandise and Parade, so I need it to be quick and cheap. Have any of you used the train? If so, where and how do you get it? Plus, how much was it? It's confusing online. You did it for Run Disney.
Yes.
So I flew to Charles de Gaulle.
Here's the thing. The one I did, there's 2. There's the local one, which is the RER, which is cheap. Or there's the quick train. The quick train takes 8 minutes, I think. It's one of those like, and you're there kind of things. But it is expensive, particularly considering it's 8 minutes. I seem to remember it being something like 35 euros. And the reason we've never done it when we've flown as a family is because you have to multiply that by 3. Whereas if you get and by the time you've multiplied by 3, you're at the same price as getting a private transfer, basically. So it's never really been worth it for us. So I did it for Run Disney because there was only me. Now, it is definitely the quickest way of doing it. However, I can't really speak to how easy it was. And this brings on an anecdote. It is a long way. The train station is a long way from where we did our baggage pickups. I think it depends which terminal you land at. But from where I was, it was a long way. It was like moving walkways and things. It was a good sort of 15-minute walk. And halfway along one of these really long walkways, there was a suspicious package, bomb threat. So the gendarmes and security came in and blocked off both sides of a corridor for about 15 minutes. So we were just all stood there. We couldn't get anywhere or go anywhere while they checked this package out and cleared it. And then when they cleared the corridor, there was a backup of hundreds of people, and it was just a scrum down to the train station. And like I say, it was a long distance. So when we got there, I had paid for my tickets, but I needed to pick them up at a machine. And the machine said the train has already departed, except that it said it in French. So I was just panicked. So I then had to go and find a member of staff who spoke pidgin English, and I spoke pidgin French, and found out that the train hadn't departed because of the bomb threat thing that had been delayed as well. So they had to print off my ticket.
Good old bomb threat.
I know. They had to print off the ticket. Well, it wasn't a threat. It was a suspicious package. I should say that. So they had to print off the ticket, and then we had to find the correct platform because the platform had moved, and it was a nightmare.
The platform had moved.
The actual platform, it was very Harry Potter.
They like to move.
But
I hate that line.
The thing is, that was an exceptional set of circumstances that brought me to that. And I was led to believe before I did it, and I've heard since, that it is very easy. It would still be a long walk from wherever you're getting, but once you're there, it's like, machine, click, 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 and on you get. And I just didn't have that luxury. Also, I had a reserved seat, but because I was in a rush, the train was about to depart, I just got on the first carriage. So I was 3 carriages away from my reserved seat, so I just stood in a corridor. It was a do. It was a whole do. I'm sure that won't happen to you. You can get the local trains.
Translation for Americans, it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
You can get the local trains, which you don't have to book in advance. You can buy the tickets from the tickets machines the same way that you would do in the UK. And it takes longer. I think it's like 25 minutes as opposed to 8 minutes. So maybe in your situation, if you're wanting quick and cheap, you may as well just do that. I've nothing to say against it wasn't a bullet train, the speed train I took. It was just a bad experience. There you go. That was a long answer.
So if anyone's got any tips about getting that train, do let us know. We've got a question from Rachel here. She said...
I had no tips.
She said we could answer it in another video, but we might as well deal with it now, where she says, What special occasion restaurants, this is Rachel in the chat, would you recommend in DLP? Mark said, have to say, for theming, you really can't beat Captain Jack's.
Agreed.
Now, it is very dark in Captain Jack's. If you're having like a child's birthday, you know, it might be like,
yeah,
I can't see what I'm eating here.
For a child's birthday, well, it depends if you think they like characters. If they like characters, you can't beat the princess meal, auberge de, never want to say that word, Cinderella's table. That's what I'm going to say. You can't beat it if they're into princesses. If they're not into princesses, it's a very expensive meal. I would have said in Inventions before, but that's in the hotel that's currently under renovation. So I would say Remy. Or
for a general celebration. Vibes.
With kids and
yeah,
full family.
I added the kids, and I'm not sure there will be kids.
But if it's just adults who are fairly adventurous eaters, Captain Jack's all the way. But it does have a fussy menu. And it's dark. So if you're looking for something a bit more accessible, if there's lots of you, Remy's is probably a better idea. The theming, I would say that they're on par to each other.
Is Waltz open yet?
Waltz is open. We've never been to Waltz.
Never even. I'm going to look inside next time at least. I imagine that's a celebration.
It is
joint.
But we can't speak from experience. However, if you tune in 2 weeks today, we can ask Chris. Well, he will have gone.
Can I pour some of this in your red drink and see if it goes purple?
Let's do it.
Hold it up. This isn't great for the listeners.
This is science, people. That's too much. Look at that.
It has gone.
That's gone a little bit.
It's more purple in real life than it is on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Rachel. I can't really think of any other celebration restaurants. What about Silver Spur?
Silver Spur Steakhouse is a very good steakhouse. So if that's your deal, I would say go for that. Also, we have not done the ones in the Art of Marvel yet, and they look fabulous. Difficult to get into, so I hear.
What about Agrabah?
Agrabah is a buffet. That is one of my favourite atmosphere ones. However, I personally didn't like the food, and I don't think buffet restaurants are best for celebrations because you're up and down a lot, aren't you?
Yeah.
They're good for just filling your face, aren't they? But rather, if you want to if you are celebrating, you can get cakes delivered to the table. If it's a character meal, you can tell them it's a celebration and they'll do a little bit of a fuss.
She says, we're wondering about Waltz. It's just me and my husband this time around. I think Waltz sounds like a good one.
If it's a grown-up couple celebration, I think that's probably one of the more romantic, low-key ones. You see, we're going full theming, aren't we, in our suggestions?
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you where not to go. You don't want to be having a magical celebration at Colonel Hathie's Pizza Outpost or
even like
Billy Bob's.
We love Plaza Gardens and we'd
Not
recommend it to everyone, but it's not a celebration restaurant.
Not Billy Bob's.
It's not quiet.
Cowboy Cookout, that's it's a bit like just fast foody place, isn't it? Anyway, yeah.
So Andy said, any tips for big groups? And remember, he was going with 14 of them. I didn't write it down quick enough, Andy. I think you said 7 kids, 7 adults. My tip for big groups would be prepared to split up. Particularly if there's a lot of children in the party. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that they have needs such as toilets and snacks and meltdowns because it's too hot and all that kind of thing. And if you wait for every single child to be in an optimum position to go and do something, you're going to be waiting all day. We've been in groups of like 7 or 8. We haven't been in groups of 14. But we've been with multiple children, and we will be next week because Chris has got 2 kids. We've got a kid. So be prepared to split up and know that you're going to do that ahead of time. I would also say have pre-planned modes of communication and meeting points. Like you're always going to meet here in the hub. And when I say the hub, I mean here next to this lamppost, not over there by the popcorn cart, because people can get confused in that respect, can't they? I would also say these days, if there are a small number of you, 2 adults, 1 adult, 1 child, something like that, who want to do a big ride, then would be a good time to pay for Premier Access if you're only paying for 2 of you. Because it's a way that you don't spend too long away from the rest of the group. You can go do it and pay for the privilege. You don't want to be paying for 8 people. You certainly don't want to be paying for 14. And in that instance, you can keep each other company anyway, and you're all together. So I think that's a tip.
If you need to let them have a run around for a bit, take them into Alice's Curious Labyrinth, and they can just go wild in there for a while. You know, without having to stand in a queue. They can just go in there and just have fun in the mazes and the castle. The best castle in any Disney park.
There is.
The Queen of Hearts castle.
And on that subject, there's 2 playgrounds, one of which is shut, which is the Pirates Galleon one, but there's Pocahontas' Village
Is that
as
shut
well.
at the moment?
It is. It's under renovation. I don't think it's under a long renovation. Might be open.
I like
next
the
week.
Pocahontas one.
Thing is with the Pocahontas, this sounds so cynical when you've paid for a magical holiday, but we've both done it where we've just sent Bonnie on the slides, and then we sit down and have a well-earned rest and noodle on our phone while the other one goes
A
and does...
mango whip.
Yeah, the other one
Which
goes
you can't
and
get
does
anymore.
something. The other one either goes, I go pin trading, or I go to a shop, or Hugh rides a big ride, or goes and gets a mango whip, and then we come back and we tag team and we swap. So it's a good way of like half the group going off and doing something and letting the ones who want to chill out stay at the playground.
How do we establish that the Dole whip is there now and not a
Yes, we have.
Not a pineapple whip float?
We have.
Because I've seen pictures of it. It looks quite orange. People are saying it's very orange looking, as is my beard on this camera today. But yeah, it looks more orange than pineapple, but it's not mango, unfortunately. It's sad to say. Emma brought up a good point about restaurants. The Manhattan. If you can get a booking there, the Manhattan might be nice.
And also the hotel lounges, but particularly going to, I think it's the Skyline Bar at the Art of Marvel. If you've got a booking for the Manhattan, sort of either start or finish your meal, if you're celebrating just you and your husband at the Skyline Bar, it's got big screens that make it look like the Paris skyline, and then it'll change to the Tokyo skyline, and it'll change to the New York skyline. So that looks quite amazing. And Emma's just agreed.
I tell you what's a good bar is the one in... What's that? Sequoia Lodge. It's a great bar.
It is, and that's a totally different vibe. That's really cozy. That's big sofas, massive open fires. We liked it at Christmas, getting hot chocolates, didn't we?
Yeah, it probably feels Christmassy now to us because we did that at Christmas, but...
Actually, it wasn't Christmas,
No,
it was January.
It was January.
But it's, cozy coldness.
Yeah.
Very much.
Getting into autumn, it's the place to be in there. Yeah. So that's always an option, isn't it? To leave the park and go into one of the hotel places, restaurants or bars. That is allowed, isn't it, here? I know
And again...
it is allowed, isn't it?
Oh,
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
walk up.
Again, if the Disneyland Hotel was open, then the bars there would be are just perfect, and they've got views of Main Street, and they've got views of Fantasia Gardens. Unfortunately, not an option for at least another 6 months, I think. They are gutting that place. Have you seen photos?
No.
They've ripped the insides out. Daisy
shared 1 pineapple whip between 4 people. That sounds like a throwdown. Like, you can't have it just between one of you.
I'm not.
I can. I'll tell you what, the last time I had a mango whip, it was huge. To the point where I was saying, this is too cheap for what? It was €5 and it was massive.
They filled
I
like
felt
a
so
pint.
sick afterwards.
You know the size of cup that you would get at McDonald's? A regular... They filled one of those with soft serve and then whipped the top, didn't they?
It was so big.
That is a lot.
Yeah, I felt wonderfully awful afterwards. I felt crapulous, as they say in old English. Crapulous.
I'm not down with sharing ice cream though. Even if you're doing it with a spoon, a certain amount of saliva gets mixed in with the melting. No. You can only share dry foods. That's my thinking.
Should we just talk about some bucket list items for our forthcoming trip?
Yes, let's.
Well, as I mentioned before, I really want that Euro Disney raincoat. I'll probably get there and I'll see it and I'll go, oh, actually, no, it's not how I imagined. But that's my bucket list item, is getting one of those. Are these things selling out? Have they got enough stock? I don't, you never know. Is it going to be one of those things that like you can't get hold of?
I think given we're only a week away, we have a good chance, but certain things have sold out. The white 30th Spirit jersey sold out. But I've been checking regularly to make sure that the Euro Disney Spirit jersey is still there, and it is.
There's a lot of talk about champagne on Main Street. Someone tweeted us about that. I've forgotten.
And you can get it in souvenir glasses as well.
You don't have Twitter on you, do you?
No. Oh.
Okay.
You can get it in souvenir glasses as well. So I can't remember the prices, but it'll be the Dancing School account. But you can get the champagne and keep the glass, or you can just buy the glass in the Emporium. So that's good. But yeah, that's quite decadent, isn't it? That's very French. I can't imagine them doing that in Disney World, having champagne on Main Street.
Yeah, it's pretty special, isn't it?
Daisy says there are loads of Euro Disney Spirit jerseys. They're in every shop. That is good to know, Daisy. That is really good to know. Do you know, proper FOMO, when we were in Disney World, I looked everywhere for this Disney Vacation Club lounge flight. Every single Disney Vacation Club hotel, I think without exception, because we were visiting them, couldn't find it. And it's just come up this week that it's back in stock and people are sharing pictures of it. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. But in terms of rides, I mean, I've got to check out, formerly the artist, the roller coaster formerly known as the Rock and Roller Coaster.
Flight Force.
Flight Force. Oh, look, I'm just looking at a picture of this raincoat. Oh, I'm having that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I just want to find credit because they sent us, it's Katie. Katie sent us a few tweets this week, and they had the champagne on Main Street. They said I think they said they had a romantic 2 minutes while the kids ran around.
Yeah. I don't know. If me and Hugh went on our own and kind of, we were doing the thing where we just had a second honeymoon and it was all lovely. I can imagine sitting on a bench, sipping the champagne and loving life. That's not how we holiday at the moment. With a 7-year-old, we will see. Right, well, there's Web Slingers and Flight Force, obviously, but everything in Avengers Campus. I think bucket list is the chocolate bar at the Super Diner. We're going to eat at Pim Kitchen. I want to go into Stark Factory. Even if we don't have any reason to eat there, I might go in to get, I don't know, even just a bottle of water or something, because apparently the Imagineering details are fabulous. And these are the kind of things that can get very overlooked because they've made it look like a factory and they've got people's offices and notice boards. But they have a lot of similar things to that in Disney World, like Restaurantosaurus and the Backlot Cafe and stuff like that. And if you actually go up to the notice boards and read them, they are always absolutely fascinating and so on point. So I just want to soak in that Imagineering. I'm hoping that we get to see some characters. But if we talk about out of Avengers Campus, we're going to catch the drone show.
Yes.
And we've talked before about how we've kind of stopped watching the fireworks show because it can be a pain and we've seen it before. But we're definitely going to stop to see that, aren't we?
It'd be rude not to.
It'd be rude not to.
You know, Daisy said a few times that she's disappointed with Flight Force.
We're hearing this.
Yeah.
We are hearing this, not just from you. We've had...
Chris is in the house.
Yo. Also, I just saw Emma Sylvester say, totally agree, DLP is better than the Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure who you're agreeing with because I'm missing a lot of the chat today. But, hands down, right? Disneyland Park is, in my opinion, the most perfect, beautiful park we've visited. Now, there's other aspects I'd say other parks win on. Certain aspects of customer service or the shows or entertainment, things like that, snacks. But as far as your actual blueprint, we definitely have the best park. Definitely. Fight me.
So angry.
Oh, come on.
No, it's kind of, it's a popular opinion, though, isn't it? It's the nicest. I mean, it's hands down the nicest castle. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Well, the two nicest
castles.
Two
nicest castles.
You know, the Sleeping Beauty one and the Queen of Hearts one.
But the vista across Frontierland, like if you stand just outside the Lucky Nugget and then do yourself like a 180 head turn, It's so perfectly balanced, like a masterpiece painting. Whereas at the other parks, things have been built in front of things and sight lines have stopped mattering. Ours is just immaculate. Anyway, we're still on the bucket list. Now, this is kind of not...
Chris, what's your bucket list for your trip? Let us know.
This is kind of not Disney park related, but we're staying in the next town over. We're staying next to Valderup, and we've never stayed there. And so it's kind of, we're going to check out the shopping centre and the massive Primark, as glamorous as that is, and just kind of see what that's about. And I think once we've stayed there, we'll have done all the possible options. Not all the hotels, but we've stayed up the road at Magic Circus. We've stayed off-site at Davy Crockett. We've stayed at Village Nacho. We've stayed on-site in various hotels.
What was that horrible hotel we stayed at? That awful hotel?
Oh, Ibis Budget.
Ibis Budget.
I don't think that counts because that was when we went for one night. Like who was it who just asked the question? Yes. Daisy, like Daisy's doing. And so we drove into a terrible multi-story that we couldn't get our car out of in the morning, and then drove out again, and that was it. Yeah. We didn't really explore anything.
Are there any ways to get there we haven't done? We've even done the ferry.
We haven't done the ferry from the south coast. We've done the ferry from Hull to Zeebrugge, which I still maintain is my favourite mode of transport.
Okay, I'm surprised you're saying that after the nightmare we had getting lost in Lille on the way back.
Well,
I mean, it was actually nightmarish.
It was.
We had no
sideways rain.
Your phone had died. I couldn't get any internet on my phone, and we just couldn't find our way out of Lille. It was pouring down with rain. We felt trapped. Somehow, I just thought I'll restart my phone, and then my internet kicked in. But we were so late for the ferry.
They actually held the doors open for us.
I think we were 45 minutes after they should have closed the door.
And as we drove up the ramp, as we drove into
we hadn't delayed the sailing.
No.
But we had to park with the buses and the coaches.
And as we drove into the bum, we could see them closing it behind us. That's how late we were.
Yeah, but it meant we got off first because we were last on, first to drive off. We didn't have to wait to get off. You remember? You don't hear, but we were first off when we got back to Hull. Bucket list. I want to ride Hyperspace Mountain again because last time I did it, I did it with our friend Kat, didn't I? And then I went to do it again and it broke down. So I did have a good go at it, but I felt robbed the second time because it broke down and it stopped mid ride and I had to wait to be walked off and it was really weird. So I want to do that again. So I felt robbed.
Bonnie is now doing big rides, not very, very big rides, but bigger rides. So I'm quite looking forward to doing Big Thunder Mountain with her. I think she'll be up for that this time. And I think we'll just wait, if we know in advance that we're going to do that. As far as food's concerned, we did talk about eating at at Planet Hollywood just because it's shutting. And I'm like, are we bothered? If we never experienced Planet Hollywood?
No, that's okay.
But I've said before, I've got a tomato allergy. We've never even been in Bella Notte, which I think is a bit unbelievable, really. So we're going to go in Bella Notte. You and Bonnie will be pigs in mud, won't you, in there? I might just have to have a side of garlic bread.
There must be something.
I've looked on the menu, it isn't. It's lasagna and bolognese pasta and then loads of pizzas. So I'll just have a side of garlic bread and then go get something from somewhere else. Oh, do you know that the food festival's on in Epcot? Unfortunately, that's a different park. But I've seen some nice paellas and stuff.
Where?
Did I say Epcot? Yeah. I meant Hollywood Studios. The food festival's on it in Plaster Remy.
Daisy says everyone started clapping when I got off Hyperspace Mountain. What, like just everyone around the park? I'm confused.
Maybe friends.
Chris, have you sent us any bucket list items to tick off when you're going? I mean, really, Chris and I would like a ginormous chocolate bar from Pim's Kitchen.
No, but we're going to get the one from Super Diner, aren't we?
Yeah, the little one.
We don't know.
We'll do a food review of it. Yeah, I haven't finished editing my Walt Disney World videos. I've got one more to do. It's only about 15 minutes left to do, but I haven't got time to do it. So I'm going to have footage from this trip. I'm going to have a backlog. And, you know, time is of the essence, because if we're going to Avengers Campus, you need to get that stuff out, don't you? On your channels. I
might try get one more Walt Disney World one out this week before we go. And then double down on Disneyland Paris when we get back. Oh, David got the chocolate bar from the Super Diner. Any good? Should we even ask?
There's a smiley face on the end of that message, so maybe. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely get one.
I'm going to visit the Zoetrope. Yeah. And we always visit the Zoetrope. This isn't new. I just want to.
I do want to do Tower of Terror. I'm not
yes,
sure.
Yes, I do.
I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be busy because of Avengers Campus, or if people are going to stay away, or if it's just going to even out. I don't know.
It was 5 minutes when I looked the other day because of Avengers Campus. I don't know if that'll still be the case.
I like that.
But I think we should see if Bonnie will get on that. That's the one that she seems nervous of.
We asked Bonnie what her bucket list items were. I said, have you got any bucket list, any things you really want to do today? And she went, not really.
Just be there. Just be there and have fun.
What?
Shopping. Although I don't have money to spend at the moment. There was someone who said they've never stayed off site in 20 plus visits. We were very, very firm on-site people and thoroughly believed in it. And it just comes down to stay off-site or don't go. Financially, we've got the annual passes. We want to go more often. And maybe next time we go, we'll stay on site again. I think we tend to like alternate.
I'll pay for it.
Oh. And I think, yeah, we might try out Newport Bay. We might see if we can try the Marvel one. Just like to go around and do them all. But now I've been talking about it, I think maybe we'll do Santa Fe, because we've done Cheyenne a lot, but I want to stay that end again.
I've never been to Santa Fe.
I like Santa Fe.
Never been there.
There's too many car parks.
I do like Cheyenne though.
And I like Cheyenne.
You know, memories of when that's where Bonnie first stayed.
Aaron loves Tower of Terror. The theme in the story, the cast members, the actual ride, they're all perfect.
Yeah, I'm nervous about it's going to go the way of the mango whip. When I love something so much, it's always taken away from me because as I said before, I like different things to some people. I'm not saying I'm special, but I think differently, and I find appreciation in things where others don't. And so the mango whip, I loved it so much. I thought, well, that's obviously going, and they took it away from me. And I think it's going to get rethemed Tower of Terror at some point. They're just going to retheme it, and I'm going to be annoyed.
Sarah said, I was 35 on Friday. Happy birthday. Congratulations. Okay. And I'm still nervous of Tower of Terror. I think other people have heard this before, so I'm just going to tell you very quickly. I didn't go on Tower of Terror for years. And when I say years, I mean decades, years. And I just thought, I can't, I'm too scared. I won't be able to do it. I'll hate it. And then Hugh convinced me to go on, and I stood in the queue thinking, if I just went out that exit, would Hugh know? Would he think I was a wimp? Can I get out now? And I got right up to the front where they were loading people into that like pre-show thing.
It would be very easy to lie.
Should I tell the cast members I can't and I go off? I was that scared. And I think because I was that scared, when I got on it, I was like, is that it? Is that what I've been so stressed about?
It would be so easy to lie because I'm not going to say, which was your favourite bit? You know,
going up or going down?
No, I'd say like what specific questions could you ask about that? Any ride where you could go, which version did you get today? But you know what I mean? Like if you're on Star Tours.
But now I've discovered I like it. Like it is a loose term, that I'm not as terrified of it as I thought I was. I want to go on it again so I can enjoy it a bit more.
More a tower of mild surprise.
I'm not sure if Bonnie's ready for it though. The queue is deliberately creepy, yeah. And you hear the screeching, don't you? And I'm not sure if it's the people or if it's like the brakes on the lift or if it's just sound effects at the pump in. But it's upsetting.
I like this message from Ian. It just says, I love everything about Disney.
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Except the management.
Emma says, even the salad has tomatoes.
I think when she said she hasn't eaten in Bellanote for the same reason. Someone else allergic to tomatoes, I very rarely meet someone else who doesn't eat tomatoes. It's weird.
And Mark says, why am I so grumpy? I'm always grumpy. Yeah.
Why are you so grumpy?
I think I was moaning about Tower of Terror or something.
Oh.
Or the Mango Whip.
No, he's a professional.
The Mango Whip lives on in this t-shirt, available from our TeePublic store.
I just want to give a quick thank you to this t-shirt. I'm wearing a Disneyland Paris t-shirt here, but it was given to me by our friend Susie. And we often exchange Disney gifts, and I'm not sure. She said she had it spare. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if she had duplicates.
I think she tried it on and she didn't like how it looked.
All right, but now I have it, and I love it, and I like how it looks. So thank you very much, Susie, because I know that you watch.
It's gone to a good home. Yeah.
We're getting on for 1:30 now, so.
Well, we've only been going for 55 minutes because were we really that long in sorting out that Chris had a little bit of a hiccup at the start. Just a tiny hiccup where we couldn't find the calendar that said there's a Chris will know, there's a calendar. You click on the calendar to get it going. We were just looking at going, we've set it up, but I can't see where to do it. Oh dear. I'm starting to wonder if I'm not as good at technology as I thought I am. It's starting to get away from me. I used to be pretty on it, and now yesterday I had a mate downloading some downloadable content for the Switch, which turns out was fine, but I was going, I've done it under the wrong account. I hadn't. You know what I mean? I think it's getting away from me.
I've got a question. Is there anything that you don't think you'll do this time? I don't think there's anything we don't want to do. Anything you don't think you'll do?
Pirates.
What? You don't mean that.
I'm joking. Gotta do pirates.
See, I didn't do Ratatouille last time at all because I was feeling I hadn't got my travel sickness.
We don't do it. Bonnie finds it a bit scary.
No, she likes it again now. After the last time, she liked it again.
Okay, but in general, she finds it a bit scary. Makes you motion sick, and I don't rate it. So between us, we just go, yeah. If it was 5 minutes, seriously, if it was 10 minutes, I'd go, I'm okay. We've done it plenty of times.
I don't think we're going to be doing Autopia this time. Maybe.
If it was a short wait.
Well, yeah. You see, the minute it came out of my mouth, I thought, but we really like Autopia. There's nothing we don't like. I am devastated about Small World, guys. Just so you know, that is going to create several moans during the trip. So be prepared.
Hannah's scared. She said, "I'm freaking nervous for Tower of Terror." You don't have to go on it, but it gives me the giggles. I don't know. It's that pit of the stomach feeling that it gives you the giggles. Autopia is the only ride I've never done, says Claire.
Do you know what? It's lovely. Now, thing is, we did the equivalent in Disney World last time, which is called Tomorrowland Speedway. Tomorrowland Speedway. And, well, I think Hugh liked it. I thought it was awful.
I like it because I don't drive, so it's a novelty to me.
But I think they're still using petrol cars or some kind of fuel-driven car. So it smells, but it's really hot in Florida. And you get the heat coming off the car, and the cars are much noisier, and they don't have the scenery. The thing is about the one in Paris is the actual ride is lovely, and they've got all the retro signs around, and you've got loads of foliage. So and that one, you just felt like you were in a concrete mat. It was just awful. I really thought it was poorly designed, it was poorly executed, and I'm surprised it's still there, given it gives so much footprint. So actually, I think I do want to go on Autopia again this time, just to remind myself how good the Paris one is compared to the monstrosity that is the Floridian one.
David, we found that before when you notice there's no TikToking in Fantasyland from Small World. It's very strange. Something's missing here. And first you don't know what it is, and you're like, it's the TikToking of the clock, and it's going to be down when we're there, so...
I might cancel my trip.
I mean, we're keeping it alive here. We've got a backdrop, listeners, if you're listening. You can't see. We've got a Mary Blair style Small World shaped backdrop. Keeping it alive. Crusher's Coast is not worth the wait, says the Dunn family. I liked it. I want to do that again.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, that might be a good chance for you to try out Premier Access for research then, because it's a very long wait.
But they do have single rider, but even the single rider line gets really long there.
Yeah. And we'll miss you if you're away too long. She won't fall asleep in a pushchair anymore.
See, we've gone off like bucket list and like what we're not going to do again. Like Aaron says, I don't think I'll be doing Peter Pan again. It was very cute, but also somehow underwhelming. I just feel like I've done it enough. I get it now. Yeah, I get it. You know, I can go through it in my mind if I need to. I don't need to ride it anymore.
I think Peter Pan is fabulous, and if you're on your first trip or your second trip, do Peter Pan. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we've done it a lot, and it doesn't move me the way that Pirates, Phantom Manor, Small World move me. So I don't need to do it. If the opportunity arises, if Bonnie dresses as Tinkerbell gets the front of the line again, then we'll just do it because we can.
Yeah. Oh, Hannah does have to go on Tower of Terror because her boyfriend's making her do it. So.
Oh, I know what we haven't talked about, and it's important. Talking about doing things you don't want to do. We can now able to announce we are going to be doing a charity marathon show. We've teased this a bit.
Marathon.
We're doing 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
I said to the lads, the idea of these shows is meant to be like 8 hours, 12 hours. They're like, no, 4, that's enough. But, you know, we haven't got that many viewers, so we're asking you to join us. We're doing it for dementia care, and we're doing it on the 18th of September, and it's going to go from, this might change, but at the moment it's in the diary for 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. So it's earlier than we would normally do a Sunday. It is on a Sunday. And during that show, we're going to break it up into chunks, and we've got some little plans. I think we're going to do a quiz. We're going to have a tiki bar and be making some tiki cocktails. We're also, the kids will be upstairs with Laura, being babysat by Laura, but they're going to come down for their tea, and we're going to cook them a Disney themed tea. So there's that, and then we might interview the kids. But one of the ways we're going to make money is we're going to have certain things that you can buy for us to do. So like, donate £10 and we will do XYZ, or donate £30 and we will do this.
£30?
I don't know. So we're going to do that kind of thing. We need to work out what our menu is. But one of the things, and the reason it just reminded me, is I am so spice averse that sometimes we get a karma and I have to leave it because it's just got a little bit too much coriander in and I can't deal with it. I cried in a service station because we went to Oodles of Noodles and there was too much pepper in a peppercorn sauce and you couldn't taste it.
No,
I was crying.
I'm having this at the moment. It's this Encona. It's Carolina Reaper sauce and it's delicious. It says hotter than hot and it's got 5 chilies, the full 5 chilies. And it's pretty hot, but it's not it's not going to blow you away, but it's delicious. I recommend it. I'm just doing product placement here. We're not sponsored by Encona, but I'm happy to be.
But what we're saying is that one of the things that will definitely be on the list, mainly because Hugh's been wanting me to do something like this for years and I think it'll amuse him, is if we reach certain goals, I will take spoonfuls of progressively hotter hot sauce. This could be the worst thing I've ever done in my life, but I'm doing it for charity.
I had it on a pizza the other day and it was fine. It mixed in with the pizza, somehow it's fine. I've just had a little dab on my finger. It's pretty hot. That.
You see, I think Hugh will do it with me, but there's no point paying Hugh to do it because he does it for pleasure.
Oh yeah.
Whereas you're gonna have to reach some pretty high goals for me to be getting the hottest. So I think we're gonna get a selection from the chili.
I need to have a finger dab of that right now. Oh man.
It'd ruin my night.
You can tell it's hot because I immediately start to sweat. I don't know what your tell is, guys, but I sweat under the eyes.
See, I've got a question for people. Claire just said, have plenty of milk on hand, not water. I don't drink cow's milk, but I do drink coconut milk. I like to swig coconut milk. Will that work, or is that a different chemistry?
I've seen a video about this. Anything that spreads it around your mouth, anything liquidy enough, it just worse than good. And I think milk actually isn't that great.
What you meant to do? What do you do then?
You need something that's just going to absorb the sauce. I think a dry cracker would be the best thing to have.
Really?
I do. I think milk feels nice in the moment, but I think after you've had it, it's just spread it around more.
Bread. Emma says bread.
Bread. Emma says bread. I like it. I like to think. Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to
milk loaf. A bit of both.
It's we've got maybe 5 shows before this happens, and we're going to keep pushing it. We're going to keep you updated. We really do want people to tune in, and we want to make a lot of money for this charity that really means a lot to me personally. So we're going to keep pushing it. But if you have suggestions of things that you want on the I will pay to see menu, or I will pay for, something that we can do on the show, or something you can get, or whatever. Also, Chris said any merchandise we sell during that show, we will give the proceeds to the charity. There's other things. We're going to do as much as we can during those 4 hours to earn as much money as we can. What's the word?
Raise.
Not earn. And we're going to set it up so it goes direct to the charity as well, because I'm always very suspicious when people do take the money and then give it. I'm like, are you giving that to charity? No, we're setting up the links so that you go direct to the charity.
I will say people are arguing that milk is better.
That milk's okay.
I watched a video about it and they were like, yeah, it's not so hot. But, do milk if you like.
Aaron's not sure that non-dairy milk would work. Might be worth Googling.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm not lactose intolerant. I just don't really like cow's milk. It makes me gag a bit for reasons I can't tell you. It's just not my thing.
Just don't think about it when you drink it. If you start to think about it, and then a bubble, as you start to think about what you're doing, and then a bubble passes through, and you're like, oh, was that a chunk? Was that a chunk of something?
Will I even care when I've had a spoonful of hot sauce? That's the question. Probably not. I'll just go. Right. Is there a Patreon show tonight?
Not tonight. Too much to do, I'm afraid. So there's no extra magic hours time show.
We will make it up to you.
We will.
And then next week we are in Disneyland Paris.
So is there going to be no show, or is there going to be...
There's going to be no show. No show.
No show next week. Sorry, guys. Maybe we'll... No, we won't.
Were you going to say, could we go live from our phones in the parks that we past Bonnie's bedtime?
Yeah.
Want it?
Yeah, we'll have a week off.
Yeah.
This will be our summer holiday.
Yeah. Our annual leave, as it were.
Yeah.
And we will see you the week after, when we will have a lot to talk about.
We'll have 2 families worth of trip reports battling. So we'll keep it concise.
Yes.
And hope there's no news in the meantime in these 2 weeks.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on the Twitter for the news.
On the Twitters. Keep your eyes on the Twitters.
Keep
for the tweetings.
Insta stories. I don't do Insta. I don't understand it, but Hugh does.
Yeah, I tend to do more when we're in the park, so keep an eye on there.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all very much, guys. I've been Lucy. He's been a boy.
And Chris has been in there somewhere.
And Chris is in there somewhere. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Work out how to close this thing.
Let's see. That one. Bye.